Hey guys, and welcome back to another Battlefield 2042 news update. Today we've got some interesting topics to cover, including new details about the upcoming Season 6 and what might be in store for the future of the game in general. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. First off, let's talk about Season 6. 2 days ago, we got another blog post titled Stitch Up that gives us some intriguing insights on the possible setting of the new map. In the post, our specialist Pike talks about her experiences while being undercover at the secret laboratory of Boreas, which is most likely the location we'll be exploring in Season 6. She explains how she made herself a target for Boreas and that this process took several weeks. But eventually she was picked up by a squad of other mercenaries and was transported to an island about 6 hours away from the mainland. This island hides a secret laboratory, and here she underwent a series of horrible experiences and a checklist of degrading cruelties. But the most challenging part for her was that she couldn't tell the no-pets next to her in line that help was on the way. She also describes that she received a bag from a secret contact that contained a Boreas Containment Services suit, a loaded pistol, and a laboratory ID. This way she is able to hide from the watchful eye of the artificial intelligence overseeing the facility and blends with the rest of the staff. Her mission now is to uncover the truth about Archangel's and Boreas' activities on the island and to survive long enough for Irish and the rest of the squad to realize that something has gone terribly wrong and to come for her help. And that's basically everything the text says. What we can take from it is that the new Season 6 map will indeed be located on an island, most likely the island of Boray, north of Scotland, that I was already talking about in one of my last videos, and that the action seems to center around a secret laboratory where cruel experiments take place. It also seems like we were on the right track with the theory that Archangel and Boreas are involved in kidnapping no-pets instead of assisting them getting back to their family, and that they potentially implant chips or augment them with prosthetics, but apparently these cruel surgeries and treatments are done against the will of the soldiers. The AI overseeing the place appears to be a dangerous adversary as well, probably even more dangerous than the mercenary guarding the place. And our specialist squad that Season 6 is focused on seems to include Irish, Liz, McKay and Pike, but not Zane as I had previously speculated because of his connection to Nordvik and his prosthetic legs. Unfortunately, there are no hints about any weaponry this time like they did for Season 5, where we got this picture of the squad around Boris, Falk, Casper and Dozer, each with a new weapon in their hands. But this time there are no clues and DICE seems to do a remarkable job in keeping leaks and spoilers on the wraps. Except for the 2 player card backgrounds we got a few weeks ago, but this was only a minor leak compared to Temporal's data mining he did in the early seasons of the game. However, Season 6 is supposed to start on October 10, so I'm sure we will see a lot more blog posts and official details drop during the next 3 weeks. Moving on to the next part of the video and onto some other exciting news we got yesterday, cause Criterion Games, the studio who was responsible for Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode Firestorm, but also assisted in the development of Battlefield 2042, is rejoining the Battlefield team. In a brief statement on the EA website, Group General Manager Vince Zampella stated, "Today, Criterion is added to our world-class Battlefield studios, dedicated to ushering in a new era for the franchise." This means that Criterion becomes studio number 4 that is working on the next Battlefield title, and as a short recap in case you missed it, DICE is handling the multiplayer again, most likely the biggest part of the game. Ridgeline Games, the newly founded studio of Marcus Leto, is working on a new single-player campaign, and Ripple Effect, the guys responsible for Battlefield Portal, are developing a yet-to-be-announced new experience. But I think it's very likely that they are working on something similar to Portal or simply a Portal 2.0. Criterion, on the other hand, with its Battle Royale experience, could potentially be tasked with creating a new extraction or Battle Royale mode for the next title, but their involvement doesn't end there, because Sampella goes on to say Criterion's experience with Battlefield, our technology and building engaging experiences will have an immediate positive impact as we continue to work on Battlefield 2042 and as we continue pre-production on a connected Battlefield universe. So Sampella hints at Criterion's contribution to ongoing Battlefield 2042 development, which might indicate that they are not done supporting the game yet, not in terms of updates and improvements and not in terms of additional content through new seasons. And especially when reading the last part of the sentence where Sampella says that they are still in pre-production of the next title, it seems to be particularly important to continue the support for 2042, because it suggests that there might not be a new Battlefield title before 2025. Sampella also mentions the connected Battlefield universe again that we've heard in the last EA earnings call already, so it sounds like they're working on something huge here. The number of studios working on the title suggests this as well, and maybe the next Battlefield will also feature several core parts similar to 2042 with All Out War, Portal and Hazard Zone. Maybe even slightly bigger, since we already know that a new single-player campaign will be included as well. However, if we have to wait for another 2 years for the next title to be released, the support for Battlefield 2042 needs to be continued, simply to keep players somewhat engaged with the franchise. And what gives me a little hope for this are the repeated statements about continuing to work on the title. Senior producer Ryan MacArthur said something similar in a recent interview, Sampella now mentions it in his brief message, and there was another article only a few days ago where 2 developers discussed the map reworks and how the feedback of the community and the dedication of DICE helped to turn the game around. Pretty much at the end of the article it says, new maps will continue coming to Battlefield 2042 as part of seasonal updates. And I don't know how you guys interpret this, but to me it strongly suggests that Season 6 won't be the game's final season. Even though I'm not sure if I'm reading too much into this and if this is only the strong wish for more content. But it clearly says maps and it also says seasonal updates. And all of this doesn't sound like Season 6 will be the last one. And while we can't look behind the scenes to know the full story and which studio is working on which game or content, the involvement of 4 studios seems promising for the future of the franchise, but also for possible continued support for 2042. But of course, these are only my interpretations, and maybe it's just me wanting new content and more support for the game that lead me to misinterpret everything. So as usual, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and if you want to take a look at all the articles yourself, you can find the links to them in the description below the video. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like or a comment below and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until then, thanks for watching and thanks to my members for the additional support. I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.